Alright gang, today we're checking out the inflatable Soli sunshade. The marketing behind this is to replace those awkward 10 by 10 pop-up tents that are heavy and large and obnoxious. This comes in, well, they advertise it at about 17 pounds. On my home scale, it came up to 22. I've got a few extra things in here, like the extra bug net sightings, which I will show you later. So that 17 pounds is probably just the shade all by itself. No pump, no extra sightings and things like that. Nevertheless, we're gonna go through setup and just some features and pros and cons around it. And we'll start with the bag itself, which is actually a pretty nicely designed bag with a big pouch in the front here to carry the stakes and the pump and extra things in there. And then a nice roll top style opening here to get everything in. I have to admit, I haven't quite totally nailed my favorite way to pack it up and put it away yet, but you'll see why I've packed it the way I have, from my previous setting it up. It also has this really nice side zipper here for side access, which I found made it a lot easier for loading. This is a relatively cheap, material that it's made out of, so confidence is marginal in how long the bag will last, depending on how you treat it, but only time will tell. This is sort of a bit of a first look setup. I did it once earlier just to go through the hoops and get it out of the box and stuff. So the way I've set this up and put this away was it only has the one valve on the end here, and that's where the pump will attach. And so you'll see how I've rolled this up was so that in part I could get all the air out of it and push it all towards the valve opening, because the pump can be put on either in a blow to inflate or a draw to suck the air out. And so it's got these 4 arms, nice reinforced feet, so you're not too concerned about what surface you're putting this on, though a small cactus would probably be a bad idea. And these guys are pretty well stitched into the top layer, so replacing them if you needed to would be a chore. Obviously the whole thing comes apart and you can take the whole top off. It comes in various colors to suit collar interest, and there's also even a little tab here, which I wouldn't trust for staking it out. There's other tabs for staking it out, but maybe that's for hanging it up to dry. Seems a little redundant to what's going on there. But that's it. So you roll it out like that. It's really designed as a one-person setup kind of thing. Getting the pump attached is simply opening this guy up. It does have a little one-way valve connector in here, so you just want to make sure that's all the way in. And you place the pump on there. It's going to get loud here in a second, so I'll turn that on and we'll let it rip. All right, so there you go. 1.5 minutes for the inflation time. Pull the pump off. And it's up. Now they come with one wall. Feet, I'd messed with those a little bit earlier, so they come with a sunshade wall. You can buy more of them if you like. And these guys just zip in. Now, I would like to see, because they do have bug net options, so you can always buy more of these if you feel like you'd like to surround the whole tent. I don't know if it's possible with this zipper configuration. They are YKK zippers, so really good quality zippers there. It's a narrower gauge than I probably would have chosen. Obviously, there's a price, durability, balance to be had there. But what I would have liked to have seen is some way to have another set of zippers up here to just fold part of it down, maybe a way to roll it up or that sort of thing. And then separate, sold separately, are the bug nets. And the other thing I would have liked to have seen is, instead of a single line of zippers, and then there's the cat, I would be cautious about having a cat around this, because if you have a cat that gets particularly curious about climbing this and they put their claws into it, that would be a problem. So there's the bug net. And if you really wanted to set up to be ready for anything, it would be kind of nice to be able to have the bug net on the inside, the sun, or as it were, rain shade on the outside, and then you could kind of open and close it from the top down, depending on what you needed. Also, I'm very curious to see, depending on the bugginess of your environment, you know, without there being a floor and no fully enclosed ceiling of the base, how effective the bug net is. So they claim really great wind resistance, and I believe without the sunshade or even the bug nets on there, that's probably very true. They've got these great, really strong looking guy out points. I have not had a chance to test it in the wind yet. We as a family are heading to Zion to go camping next week, and this will come with us. I'm curious to see how it actually fits over a picnic table and, you know, provide shade for that. And now we'll pull it down. They sell the bug nets individually, which I think is, maybe there's a 4-pack on there, because I don't know what good a bug net does. Just one of them all by itself. And then, yeah, to deflate, I'm just going to pull that open, push that guy out of the way. Not bury the pump. Now the trick is to pull that out of the tube there a little bit so that it stays open. Then we'll whack this into high-speed mode and put it away. All right, so I just had the pump on there on the other valve, other intake, to kind of be sucking out the air while I was rolling it up, and that did a really great job. Okay. So now it's a little bit different shape from when I put it away before. Now, since I don't need the bug net or the sunshade until the thing is set up, I just put those at the bottom because I don't need them out first. And then with this handy side zipper, it is kind of about the size of the pack now. Last time I did this, it was kind of gappy on the sides. I rolled it too narrow. So that takes a little bit of practice. There it is. Now, could use, I would think, a little bit more length on this roll top. That's not bad. I think a dry bag style closure would have been nice. Just like roll it and then be able to clip it and be done. Instead, they've got this clip on here. And then just to share, so they send these orange screws with it for staking it down, as well as some straps for guying it out. So there it is, the Soli Sunshade. And what I meant to do while it was up was to actually measure the footprint, because clearly it's bigger than 10 by 10, so it would not, if you're buying a farmer's market booth or something like that, and you get a 10 by 10 place to set up, I think you'd be hard pressed to make this fit inside of there and irritate your neighbors if you start taking up some of their space. So, and you lose obviously that just dead vertical style. But there it is, the Soli. Let me know in the comments what you think. We're gonna keep reviewing more gear and seeing what's going on. Follow us at offyonder.com. Coming?